We now have on the line Dave Massey, who was at Toaster today. Good evening, David.
Good evening, Peter.
Good evening, David. I spoke to you about an hour after Toaster had finished, and you was enthralled about what you saw. I'm hoping now, even a few hours on, you're as excited. Talk us through the day at Toaster and what it was like to be there.
You're right, Peter. I still can't sort of quite believe the day that I've had. It's just been an absolutely fabulous day.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, David. Can I just ask you to just speak clearer into the phone?
There you go. Can you hear me now, Peter?
Yeah, it's much better, yeah.
There we go. I was just saying still can't quite believe the day that I've had, and to be as lucky as I've been to be so close up to the action as it all happened was amazing. Funnily enough, Tony McCoy actually walked past me while I was having my lunch. First off, so I knew he was there. I was having a chicken sandwich. He walked past me about 12:30, and then they started the build-up. Really sort of started from there. When Churchfield came around, he got a round of applause as he sort of came into the paddock. Roger Hart, who's the MC at Toaster, does a tremendous job. He knows how to work a crowd and got them going. And unfortunately, Churchfield ran his heart out, but the handicappers got hold of him now, and that ground was a little bit too soft for him today, so he finished fifth. And then we came to what was presumed to be his better chance in Mountain Tunes, and again, he came into the paddock, another sort of round of applause, and plenty of people getting behind him. But all the way through the race, even beforehand, Mountain Tunes actually in the paddock was as green as grass. The horse is absolutely clueless. He was sort of looking around, pricking his ears. He spooked himself a couple of times. And I sort of turned to a friend and I said, you know what, he'll be doing well to get this home. He will be doing well to get this home. And all the way through the race, you got the impression that he was sort of just kidding him a little bit and chivvying him along. And 3 out, he was beaten. 2 out, he still really wasn't getting anywhere. And then suddenly between 2 out and 1 out, he started to get him on a roll, got a great jump out of him at the last. And then 8,000 people lifted him home over the line. And the roof came off the place. The roof came off.
And it's great for a course like Toaster. I guess every course in the country wanted it to actually feature on the day. But give us some sense of, obviously, in the winning enclosure afterwards. I mean, were you able to get down there? And I don't know if you were sprayed with champagne, but was you able to?
Yeah, I was stood next to my friend Kevin, and the pair of us got sort of. He got it worse actually, but I think it was Andrew Thornton came piling in with a bottle of champagne that just went all over the place. It was a bit of a rugby scrum in there, I have to say. The photographers were all trying to get as close as they could as AP, and the security guys were trying to push them back. There was a bit of push and shove, and thankfully myself and Kevin we went sort of around the back, as it were, of where the horses come in. So we just got a real sense of them as they all sort of came towards us, and JP got his hands in the air, and John Joe was grinning as John Joe does, and everybody just as I say, the roof just came off the place, and there was such as soon as he won, the rest of the afternoon just became one big party. It was just like it was just one big celebration then of AP once he'd hit this milestone. JP bought everybody a drink.
Yes,
I was going to ask, what was his bar tab in the end?
Sorry, what was that, Luke?
What was his bar tab? Was he buying tap water, or was he?
No. He must have he said something. He must have said something to Roger, and then Roger just said, "I've got a very important announcement to make to everybody that's here. JP wants to buy everybody a drink. The drinks are free at the bar." And at that point, everybody just. I could see a lot of people leaving, funnily enough, who turned around and came back at that point. They all came back in at that point because they'd sort of seen the celebration. They all came back. So, yeah, JP just basically picked up the bar tab for the afternoon, so God knows how much that was. But I tried to get a drink because I've been doing some work this afternoon for William Hill Radio, and I thought I'll try and get my drink now. And it was just before the last race. I'd just done the preview. And there were still 10 deep at the bar.
And from a personal point of view, David, obviously you go to race courses up and down the country and you do your service for William Hill, etc. Have you, in your lifetime going to racing, experienced a day like today, or is there anything equal that?
I'll tell you what, Peter. I sort of sat thinking about this about half an hour ago about. I'll use the word lucky, about how lucky I've been today to be there and so close up to the action, to be right there in the thick of it all. But 2 years ago, Peter, I was working for a well-known high street music chain that went under this year, and that was my opportunity. Then I've been for 2 years. I've been doing this. I've been sort of blogging at an amateur level, that sort of stuff, and I'd worked really hard at everything I'd done. And I think today is almost like I've seen the fruits of my labour today. I would never have dreamed 2 years ago I would be in the winner's enclosure when AP came on in his 4,000th winner, and to be so close up to it all. And I feel very, very lucky. And very lucky.
We've not asked you this, but the team have sort of suggested that the sort of memories of a particular ride. Is there any ride for AP that stands out? I know I put you on the spot there, David, but is there any apart from today that?
That's a good question. I tell you what, one horse I actually followed because I saw him very early in his career. He won. Now this is going back. He won on the all-weather at Southwell when they used to have all-weather jumping.
God, blimey.
On his third or fourth occasion, Pridwell actually came to Southwell.
Ah.
And we saw what a lovely horse he was. And I said to a couple of us, that's a horse to follow. And I did. I followed him more through his career. And I think AP's victory on when he in the
beat Easterbrook
when he got him. Yeah, when he beat Easterbrook, when he got him back up to beat Easterbrook ahead.
There you go, David.
Sorry,
when we discussed it earlier, you obviously didn't watch us earlier, David. That was mine.
Oh, was it?
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be mine. Got him back up again. That would be mine, I think.
Because I remember on the day, actually, he wasn't fancy. I think he was about 13-2 or 7-1.
Well, and was long odds on, wasn't he?
Yeah, the other one was, and it was just a tactical ride that I think he got banned. He may have even got banned for a couple of days after that as well.
He might, yeah. But Pridwell was a bit of a kidder. He was a horse that sometimes needed just a little bit of kidding to show his best, and it was just a great ride from AP. That was a really good ride.
Okay, thanks very much indeed for your time tonight, David, and thanks for giving us a feel of actually what happened today at Toast.